Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Amino. As you guys know, I've worked with Amino in the past, and this is definitely great to have them on again, given that Amino is something that I use on a daily basis for its easy, accessible platform. And apart from the fact that it's a really great place to meet people and discuss about anime and manga, it's also a great place to share ideas, which brings me to a new feature that they have on there, which is stories. Sometimes you might not feel like making a dedicated video to ideas you might have. A quick way to share these ideas in a simple form is by using stories. I personally use them for quick thoughts I have on certain topics, and these don't actually disappear and are there to stay. Again, I think it's an amazing addition to Amino, and you guys should definitely check it out and check me out. I already have a story on there, 3 facts about Luffy on Amino. Go check me out. So again, links will be in the description. Go check it out. But let's move on to the video. Yo, what is up guys, Fer here, and we are here today to talk about the second in command of the Straw Hat Pirates. And this video is about things we should expect from Zoro in terms of combat ability, because I think this arc is going to be massive for the Straw Hats in terms of growth. Probably the biggest in the series, and this makes a lot of sense given the person that Straw Hats are going to be up against. They're going up against the Yonko, arguably the strongest Yonko in a face-to-face battle, so power-ups is necessary in this arc because they honestly need it. Obviously, Zoro being a part of all of this will be affected as well, especially given the fact that Wano is a country of swordsmen. So this is a perfect arc for Zoro. And from what we've seen so far, Zoro has been pushed not to his limits, but he's encountered people that he considers strong. Killer and Denjiro being prime examples of this. Now his end goal in this arc should technically be the Shogun, but I have my doubts about that because I think more than anything, the 9 red scabbards should be the leading force in that and should be responsible for the Shogun's downfall, if anything. But Zoro having a part of all of this is definitely possible, as he's seen the Shogun's true color during Yasuo's execution, and you know, he was ready to attack the Shogun because of his actions. But in terms of end goal for Zoro in this arc, I'm actually leaning towards King, because he's not only just a swordsman, but he's also a calamity for Kaido's crew. Now Jack uses swords as well, but I think that's a fight for Inu and Neko and potentially Jinbei, because I think they deserve it because of what happened in Zou. Now there's a theme with Zoro and Ryuma, whereas Zoro is kind of going on the same path as him, or I guess we have some parallels between him and Zoro. First, he obtained Shisui, and secondly, he cut a dragon during Punk Hazard, which is something Ryuma was famous for in Wano. Now there's actually a big theory surrounding the idea that Zoro will be the one to cut a dragon based on the parallels with him and Ryuma, and people are associating the dragon for Kaido. But given certain revelations about how Oda classified the calamities in this arc, I think that changes a lot of things. Now I do think that he's going to be in the final fight against Kaido, but I don't think he's going to be put in that position that is so prominent in terms of portrayal. The people that I think will be highlighted in a bigger scale is definitely going to be Luffy and Kid for obvious reasons. Now going back to Zoro and the Flying Dragon, the reason as to why I'm saying things are a bit different now is because of how Oda classifies dinosaurs as dragons. So technically we have a lot of dragons in Wano, so Kaido shouldn't be the only person we should be focused on. There's other dragon fruit holders in this arc. The only other flying dragon on Kaido's crew as of right now is King, so it makes sense that Zoro will be the person to defeat King, who is a flying dragon, and this would be a feat recognized by the people of Wano, and that would tie in well with the parallels with him and Ryuma. And this may potentially lead Zoro to obtain the title of Sword God based on his actions in Wano. So this arc in essence would favor Zoro in terms of how stronger he's gonna get. Now this applies for all the Straw Hats as well, but the highlight would definitely be on the Monster Trio, given that they are the strongest in the Straw Hats. Now with the whole concept that was established during the fight between Luffy and Katakuri, that Haki blooms during the extreme conditions of battle as stated by Rayleigh, technically Zoro was the first person to bloom in power in the middle of a fight. Now during his battle with Mr. One, we know Zoro couldn't cut steel, and that left him unable to defeat Da's Bones, and we know how extreme that battle was. Zoro was taking lethal damage all throughout the fight with Mr. One, but was still getting back up with all those injuries. Now that battle was a lot similar to Katakuri versus Luffy, and knowing Zoro's personality and how he's so determined to get stronger, the Zenkai boost that Zoro will get in this battle against King is going to be devastating. I could see him getting the advanced version version of ornament, and this would tie in with Zoro's fighting style so well, given that he's a swordsman. And the whole thing behind swordsmen is that they have to cut things up. And we have to remember that we are going to be dealing with different squads of zones, ancient, mythical, carnivorous, and zones are mostly known for their physical strength. Ornament Haki would be the perfect asset necessary to take these guys on. And for the most part, Zoro is known for his heavy physical attacks. So technically, everything fits perfectly for Zoro. Now, apart from Haki blooming, there's also Zoro's eye and Zoro getting a new sword. Now, in terms of what Zoro's eye may be capable of, personally, I think it's related to observation Haki. He's taking away a bit of his sight to augment the level of his observation. In a way, he's sort of training himself. Think of the Luffy and Rayleigh flashback and how Rayleigh restricted Luffy's sight for him to get better at observation. Again, leaning towards the present sub-serial observation. I feel like Zoro, even though he specializes in ornament and Sanji specializes in observation, they aren't as proficient with the other forms of Haki. So, and my second guess would be that this is probably some secret demon technique, like, you know, the ones people have been theorizing about. But yeah, Zoro, not even just Zoro, the monster trio are gonna make massive gains during Wano. I think Luffy would be at worst above first mate level at the end of Wano. So he's probably gonna be a lot stronger than first mates after Wano. Zoro would be top commander level, and the same would apply for Sanji. And who knows, maybe Oda expands more on things like the breath of all things, which we actually got some information about with Ryuo and the Haki that can break things from inside out. But there's definitely more to it with swordsmen specifically. Now, if there's a chance for Oda to give Zoro Conqueror's Haki, it has to be in Wano. I honestly don't see it happening elsewhere. If it doesn't happen this arc, Zoro having Conqueror's Haki has been a thing in the community for the longest. Now, throughout the course of the story, Zoro has been perceived to be captain-like because of his strength, and we also have parallels between the Straw Hat Pirates and the Roger Pirates. Zoro being Rayleigh's counterpart, and Rayleigh being someone who is known to be able to use Conqueror's Haki. And so a lot of people are making the assumption that Zoro could have this potential as well. But the problem here is, why hasn't he awakened it? Now, Rayleigh did state that everyone has Haki, but it needs to be trained to be awakened. It might be a similar thing with Conquerors as well. Obviously, not to the same degree as Conquerors, because Conquerors is an ability that you were born with. Now, I think Zoro has that potential, but hasn't had the catalyst that would trigger its awakening. Because the first time Luffy showed Conqueror's Haki, from what we know anyways, is that he was at 17 years old, and this was 2 years ago during Amazon Lily. Before that, it wasn't really apparent. Same with Ace. Ace was in a position where something was about to happen to Luffy, and his Conqueror's Haki awakened. So I think with Conquerors, even if you are born with it, there's usually a trigger that awakens it before one can use it, or something along those lines. So I think Zoro might be a late bloomer. And we also have Zoro's end goal. He wants to become the strongest swordsman, and one of the definitions Rayleigh gave us was that people who have made a name for themselves in the world have this power. The greatest swordsman is definitely one of those titles I think should be, you know, someone who has Conqueror's Haki. And taking a look at all the world titles in One Piece world, all the individuals who have world titles have Conqueror's Haki. Whitebeard, Shanks, Dragon, and the greatest swordsman should be no exception. And I think there's a high chance for Zoro to have Conqueror's Haki. But that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Where do you guys see Zoro during and after Wano Kuni? Comment down below what you guys think. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe for more One Piece content. It is Pharaoh, and I will see you guys later. Peace.